all play in our own way for our own reasons. And that's okay, because there's levels to this. Not just levels in
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the IGE Contenders Valorant Tournament. We are back with the second match of the day, and after that first match, it was such a doozy. It was such a weird one, but again, it was so much fun. It was so nice to finally have sort of a fresh taste on good utility and sort of really even teams in some stances of the game. But hopefully, that sort of energy, transferred to the second game, as we are going to be seeing the side of Gear 5 taking on GES JINX on the map of Ascent, the one we all love and adore pretty much. It is the
Sure, we do.
it is the dust two of Valorant, to say basically.
You know that as casters, we really hate the map of Ascent because we cast it every single time.
Yeah, I don't really hate it. It's fun.
Sure, it is.
It's
For a person who
simple.
doesn't
It's
cast it
simple.
as often,
I like repetition. I like to do what I'm comfortable with, and I'm comfortable with Ascent. I really enjoy the game.
sure.
It's pretty simple. We've worked through all the kinks, and we've sort of reached a bit of a pattern for the meta of Ascent. We've really stuck with the sort of the KO, a breach, or a Sky coming into the picks. Maybe a Jet. Very rarely do we see other duelists than the Jet. Maybe a Raze and Reyna here and there, but that is the prime meta for this map composition. But yeah, it's sort of not really deviating much. We've not seen anything groundbreaking like we've seen maybe on Icebox. We saw Harbor, or we saw Harbor and Pearl and a bunch of other maps. Viper coming into the play out of nowhere. I mean, remember when she was only good on Breeze? These things were out of the world, and now they are changing and sort of just mix and mashing all these agent compositions that are working out and being very strong. But Ascent has, so far, in my eyes, not really deviated too much, at least on the pro scene.
Yeah, that's because Ascent really has one good working composition, unless you are a team like Loud who went in for that Viper, for that Sky to try and facilitate those kind of setups. But then again, those kind of setups are so difficult to do that not a lot of teams really want to pick something like that up. Yes, it's strong, but does it require a lot of work, team play, and synergy? Yeah, it does. And it has a tendency of not working at all sometimes unless you have a proper game plan. Ascent is one of those maps that really tests the fundamentals of a team. How good can you play when you are under pressure? How good are your resources? How good are you at taking control of portions of the map? How good are you at setting up your players with operators? This map has it all, and it's very balanced as a map in particular, and that's why a lot of people do find it boring as well, because it's the same thing. You repeat it over and over again, the exact same angles, the exact same fights. There's nothing that really changes on this map. And that's where I think the map has its biggest weaknesses and its strength, because a team that has practiced Ascent quite a lot and have showcased their mettle on this particular map can really just have it as a crutch for the rest of their lives in this game, because this particular map at least doesn't really have any variables. If you have good mid control setups, if you know how to take control of B main early on, you gain that information, then you can play the round easy. Nothing to really worry about overall. But it really does depend on if you have the tried into tested composition or a double duelist. If you have a double duelist comp though, that's when the meta just completely shift and the map just goes up in the air.
Yeah, that's when the chaos is really the center stage of everything. Because when you have the double duelist, there's just so much chaos happening all the time. There's so many. I mean, again, where fragging is such an important aspect, those double duelists can really shine in those chaotic situations. And we've seen teams, especially in Ascent, we've seen a bunch of them that really just throw everything into the dishwasher and just absolutely go ham on the opposition. And those are the sort of teams that can um, really communicate well in those tense situations. But again, how many times can you bring those up? You can't really make a team that's very organized, that's very patient, that plays together. You can't always force them into those situations where everything's all over the place, and that's a lot of the upper echelon teams in our scene. They have been through that. Again, XZ, they've played against teams, the side of MLT, IES, those teams that are very organized and like to play very, util based. They have played against a lot of teams that just duplicate, that just throw everything they have into the dishwasher. And they've learned to counter those. They have developed this skill to be able to figure out what's happening on the opposition and turn that against them. They're just they can figure out that, oh, they're just going absolutely crazy on us, trying to rush us, trying to bombard us with utility, trying to bombard us with their fast aggression. That means that maybe they're panicking. That means that's the only thing that they can do. So let's just not play into their tricks. Let's not just fall into the trap. So those are the things that really have been happening for a while, and nothing has really sort of been able to top that level of play, top that meta pick that we've been talking about, the tried and tested pick. Again, the double duelists are a valid option, but you can't really force yourself to be that patient player when you have the double duelist. You become really reactive when you play with a comp like that, especially on attack. Once you find that opening pick, you automatically see all the players deviating to that side. And on the defensive side, I would really like to see some aggression. If a double duelist pick just comes in, someone to push out a B main, someone to push out a A main, getting those early picks, having a util setup for your mid player. Mid player, I mean, again, the players, you can solo peek A and B. You can take a fight on your own, but I really hate it when players just hold an angle down mid with an operator. Throw a Sova Recon, throw a smoke, throw anything for that guy out, man. We've seen these players die out so many times, and it's just because of this lack of sense of where to focus that aggression. So those are the things that some of the higher teams have worked out, but once you really see in these mid tier 2 to tier 3 teams play on this map, it gets really chaotic, and it gets, that's why a lot of the boredom does come in. When you see two teams playing with their minds, playing with the utility, and having sort of a chess game on the board, it's really interesting to see. That's why we crave to see those kinds of performance from these up and coming teams, and we have seen some of those. The last game that we had, Annihilation, they were confident, but they were patient at first. They first tested the waters. They first played slowly, they checked their util, they cleared the team, and they figured out, okay, we're out aiming them. We have better mechanics than them. Let's just play confidently. Let's just walk in. Let's just get those frags. So yeah, that's the mentality that a lot of teams should develop instead of just completely relying on their aim in a bunch of these scenarios. Be that Ascent, be that Breeze, whatever the map is.
I completely agree with you there, but that's where the case of Ascent comes into play. A team will be very confident in their raw mechanical skill on this map. There's not really a lot of elevation that you need to consider, and even if you do have particular elevations to consider, it's not that big, it's not that massive. Certain portions of the map, very tight corridors, and I think that as time progresses, Riot will look at Ascent and change that very aspect. The narrow corridors. This map has not really a lot of choices when it comes down to entry points, and even if you want to take those entries, it all comes through one singular lane. And I think with how the maps have developed, with Riot constantly changing up their design philosophy, you could see that on Sunset they went in for something very different. You could enter into the site from three different lanes, and all three of those lanes are very different, and they don't act like choke points anymore. And I think Ascent, being one of the first iterations of Riot's map design, could follow that same suit moving on down the line. But I think we're getting into the future a little bit too much here, as we're going to be jumping into this iteration of Ascent with JINX and Gear 5. The agent selection is now on our screens, ladies and gentlemen. It seems to be a very standardized composition coming in from the side of JINX, with a double duelist, no Jet on Gear 5. Okay. This
They're gonna go for
quite
Arena
interesting.
and
Wait, it's Flick mode.
Phoenix.
Oh, it's Flick mode and Joy Boy.
Oh yeah, I remember Joyboy. I remember saying that name and making some kind of joke. But yeah, but I do want to warn you. We got I miss her in the chat here, so yeah, it's just a danger sign. you never take those names lightly, regardless. But the Phoenix pick coming in again, Arena, not the most utility friendly, not the most not the team player of the agent roster, but the Phoenix is still. I'm really confused. Reina can be used. The even though it's a very self-centered setup of utility, it can still help out a team if you play it smart enough. But again, a Phoenix is gonna be a little bit more one-sided. I feel like it's gonna be very one-dimensional, and I haven't really seen teams play Phoenix outside of that small box. Like we saw Phoenix on Haven, we saw Phoenix on a little bit on Breeze in a lot of cases, so a little bit on Pearl. So but they played it really well, but they really didn't do anything outside the box. Again, we are going back to the future here. We're talking about revolutionizing agents and rosters and team compositions and whatnot. But yeah, I'm really really hoping to see something interesting out of this uh, Phoenix pick coming in from Gear 5. But against Jinx, GES Jinx's tried and tested double initiator composition with the Jet and the Killjoy, let's see if that's going to be happening.
It's gonna be tough though, especially because the Phoenix pickup can work out, but you want to have a Jet on your team to just alleviate some of the pressure that the Phoenix will face whenever you're on the initial stages of the map. But as we are going to be waiting for the teams to get ready and prepped up for this particular round, make sure to fill out the survey, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to win some Logitech gear, there's a possibility of a G502X Plus, which is the latest iteration and the changed up model from the side of Logitech. So you want to get yourself a brand new mouse, which I'm going to be looking forward to, mind you, because I do play MMOs quite often, and from what I heard, the G502 is a really good mouse for playing out MMOs.
Yeah, I really am looking forward to getting into a game and just grind all day after this tournament. But for now, duty comes first. Let's check out this map as we have begun the first round coming in. The side of Gear 5 are going to be attacking for the first half. They're looking to find an opening pick on towards the side of B, but so far nothing has really gone in their favor. They have rotated towards mid as they are being pushed away. And we see a DC coming in. That's unfortunate. I think Joyboy has disconnected, and it's in the middle of the round, so I don't think we can do much for him now. Hopefully he does reconnect, but I missed her. There he is, coming out with the lurk outside of A main. He's gonna be able to get the first frag, and Shadow, what a peek, taking down Flick Mode right to the head. It's essentially a 2v5 right now, considering that one disconnected player for Gear 5. And now looks like they're just stuck between a rock and a hard place. Not really much they can do, or at least they're not really trying anything to do. They're just
Oh, he's
stuck
back.
in that tiles area. Is it?
30 seconds left.
Yeah, he's back. It's moving.
Hopefully he's reconnected and they can try and hit this B side. But again, the Killjoy util with only 3 players. The Phoenix, no way to really take space for his team. Oh no.
10 seconds left.
But Molly did not go as intended. I'm
Molly.
sure Astra stun comes in as Helix is trying to push into the side. He will take down one player with the trades instant. He's still trying to go for more, but time's running away as they won't be able to plant the spike. D10's going to be taking care of the player, but yeah. Jinx will take the first round, and I believe a boss should come in unless, of course, Joyboy is already here, which I'm not sure he is.
Yeah, I don't think the pause is gonna be taken at 10 though. Wait, never mind.
Alarm bot.
No pause, and all the members of Gear 5, they're... Oh, yep, now it's been taken. A little bit of a disconnect once again, ladies and gentlemen. Not much we can do. We do live in Bangladesh after all, so technical difficulties are part of the package. So overall, a pretty clean first round coming in from the side of Jinx, and they are starting to show the roots of their mechanical skill, which is perfect. Because now, it paints a picture in our minds after that first initial round of how the members of Jinx like to play. They take a lot of aggressive control. That Jet was all the way in spawn, mind you, pushed out from A main. And if that is the level of aggression that Gear 5 have to worry about, they need to have constant map presence all across. Otherwise, things will probably not look that well for them.
Indeed. We are gonna see Gear 5. I mean, again, with the double duelist composition, you do expect them to have that same level of mechanical skill alongside them to be able to take those duels and to be able to win out on the 1v1s. But again, it was just a piss round. Let's see if they can, if they are able to come back from that. We did see some impressive movement from Helix on the Phoenix. That sort of rhymes somehow, but yeah, let's see if they can come back from this. Again, I remind you, this is just the piss round. There's still a lot more game to be played, a lot more Valorant to be shown, but hopefully we see a close match. But in order for that, we are hoping to see the players reconnect. Looks like Joyboy is back. Now our attention turns to AVS, I guess, on the Killjoy. He's not moving now. He is moving. All right. I think we have all 5 players on the board. The Unpause should come in. And yeah, again, Byron is going to be active for the side of GES JINX. Their prime objective for the side of Gear 5 should be to just get as many frags as possible. Get the spike down. Get as much as money as can be earned, as they're going to be walking through the Killjoy utility. Deadeyes taking on flick mode. A follow-up trade coming in. No, Joyboy only good for one, as he will be taken out by D10. Deadeyes keeping up the defense. D10 spots the player inside switch as the rotations are coming in. They're going to be clearing that mid area. Spots the player in main. That peek from Martin comes in on the Brimstone. Nice double peek as he's going for a second one. Picks to the Spectre. Makes this a very winnable situation. Spike's going to go down. That's a lot of money in the bank.
Spike planted.
It's a lot of money, yeah, but two members already very low on HP. The members of Year 5 are not going to be able to possibly win out on this round, but this dog, yep, he's going to bite someone. Nope, the bite didn't happen. No real stuns present. And oh boy, Avius, he nearly got away with murder there to kill the Jet. That could have been game over. 2-0 is JINX. They stay alive here, but this was a very expensive round for them. They lost out on 3 weapons at Gear 5. They got the spike plant down, and they caused a lot of damage to each player. So the armor buys are also going to come out for GES.
Indeed.
That's a huge hit to the economy.
Overall, Gear 5, they've made the best of what they could in that last round, so they should be trying to play off of the momentum of that round. Try and continue to wreak havoc, as they are going to be able to go for the buys. A bit of a very flimsy economy for JINX will force them into half buys, as the rest of the team are going to be holding strong, looking to play passive as the side of Gear 5 rushing down that mid. They take the orb in B main, and they're looking to charge up an ultimate. The Phoenix ultimate run it down is already displaying and ready to go. Right now, they've got to find an avenue to really use that ultimate effectively. Not just waste it down and push towards mid, but okay. Oh, the timing, the drone! It's gonna be caught red-handed. That could not have been any worse. D10 finds one on the Joyboy. Somehow, I guess the gravitational well gave him the chance to get that frag, but still, the rest of Gear 5 retaliate. 4v5 situation. Spike goes down, so yeah, this round should be done and dusted, unless of course Deadeyes can bring it completely out of the grave, which he won't be able to. It's going to be Gear 5 coming out with a win and clean round.
Oh, this is a much
They did have some RNG going in their favor, but still, the round win is a round win. 1-2 is going to be the scoreline, and Gear 5 are going to have to overcome this hurdle that is JINX's buy round. We've seen some great mechanical skill from them, and we've also seen some decent utility so far. Only 2 rounds, but so far they've shown us great potential. So Gear 5, they've got a challenge up ahead of them. Yeah, I'm that Sky right now. Every time I see that 9 and 3, I go, oh no. It ain't so.
It is so each and every time. Another pause will be taken, so yeah, the Jet's not having a fun time now, is he? There's a reason that he misses her, especially with this ping. I'm pretty sure the Discord holds haven't been that fun.
I think by her, she's referring to the good internet connection.
True. I completely agree. But for
But
now, what we should be agreeing on instead has to be the pretty decent advantage that the members of Jinx now have going into this round. Their buys looking pretty solid, and even though Gear 5 did win out on that last round, now they have to worry about the proper buys. Here is where the pacing of this entire match will be set. Either we see Gear 5 just completely run away with this victory by getting proper kills all across the board and keeping at the bare minimum for members alive with only losing one, or we see something drastically change with the flow of the game, moving forward with Jinx being able to win out on this round. It all starts here for them. This entire round will dictate the pace for the entire half and possibly for the entire game, depending on how well this one goes. For Jinx, this is a do or die. But for the other side of the spectrum, when you look at Gear 5, they still don't have enough money to go in for a further buy. But if they do, if they are able, to farm up some of the ultimate orbs across the map, then the Brimstone is one step closer to that orbital strike that could easily change the round forward, which will now be Gears 5's turn to completely take the game under their belt again. They need to play for the long haul, and Ascent is one of those maps that really have evolved in one direction, where people are slowly starting to pick up the fact that, hey, alt orbs exist, and we should farm it as quickly as possible.
Yeah, especially with that Phoenix ultimate. That's a really, I mean, I think that's one of the lower Ultra required ultimates in the game, and right now that is going to be used as they're rushing into the beast. As the flash comes in, Deadeye is barely alive. Can he be taken out? No, he lives, but flick mode to finally finish him off. As the Phoenix goes back to be made. Now he can act as a lurker, as the spike should go down. Utility is good enough to keep the side of Jinx at bay for the retake. No ultimates just yet to use on the retake for this side. Post plant will be based on gunfights, but D10 is able to get a frag and a follow-up. But the trades are there as Artem finally gets two. And results in a 3 versus 1 situation. Low HP on the brim, but Milfy, he's got his world stacked against him. Spots both players. Oh, could have gone for a multi-frag there if he took care of the brim below him, then transferred to the Phoenix. But no, it's going to be a 2-2 scoreline. Gear 5 reacting very nicely, using the Phoenix ultimate to maximum output. This will result in the side of Jinx going for, I believe, bit of a half buy. Their economy will be set down a few levels, brought down a few pegs, as they are trying to play these short range weapons. I believe a shorty in the hands of IMSR, but the spam
flick mode
connects.
He's just running around, dude. Yeah, he just ran around.
Recon or anything. Oh, not again. No, Artem taken care of. Sorry, Artem takes care of D10 there, and meanwhile the Jet on the other side. Sorry, not the Jet, the Sky, my bad. Flick not aware of that, but the postman begins. Weapons are now there. Look at the catwalk lurk though. He spots him out. He's trying to go for the spam, but Helix from the other side comes and takes care of him. Joyboy as well. Getting a frag on a Milfy, but Jedi straight up with the shorty, but it's a 4v1.
Yeah, not gonna happen. Not in that scenario. Avius is gonna be good for the swing there. Gets the shutdown kill over onto another, and for the members of Jinx, they are looking a little bit weak here, but don't forget that last round was an eco. The buys didn't fully come through, and Jinx being able to really, maybe at the bare minimum, get 2 or more kills could have disconnect, and there's not much more that we can do here, ladies and gentlemen. Technical timeout has already been taken. So for the Jet, hopefully he comes back in time, but for now, members of Jinx, they're not going to be happy about this outcome. Jet could have been a big difference maker for them, and Gear 5, they're going to utilize this advantage to the fullest.
Oh, the push towards B is real in flick mode. Again, he's a menace to the smokes. Essentially a 2v4 situation, as we know the Jet is disconnected. Flick mode gets one, and now Deadeye's being
standing.
pushed to oblivion as Joy Boy finally gets the frag onto him. They're gonna get the spike down, get the money before you take down the final player. I think they're aware. Are they aware? I mean, regardless, they do take him down in the end. 4-2 is gonna be the scoreline, and again, that was a buy round for the side of Jinx. GS Jinx are gonna be down the money now. They are gonna be forcing though. We are gonna see a Phantom come in for Milky. I'm not sure that is the wisest option, but again, the rounds are running out quick. Now it's a 4-2, 2 round gap, but who knows how much that can expand in a matter of few seconds though. Because once a team like Gear 5, we see the double duels composition, we see them really force themselves onto a site. Once they, for a team like that, when the momentum starts rolling, they really become unstoppable. They really elevate their mechanical skill and they begin to sort of hit these insane shots, perform so well individually, and just become an unstoppable force. So yeah, you really have to figure out how to stop that before that happens, before that becomes a reality. Because we are going to see another pause come in. I'm not sure from which team's side that is, but does give a chance for the side of Jinx to bring back their jet, come out of the stages of grief that is missing someone. I don't know. I tried to make a joke, it didn't work out. Didn't work out.
You should talk about your life. That's the biggest joke out there.
Nah, that ain't true. How can I take that honor while you are here? But, but,
Surely.
but, but, we do know what is not a joke is the prices that we're giving away for the products of Logitech on the RAS right now. The sale is still on. It might seem like a joke. You might think I'm joking to you when we mention these prices, but it's not. It's true. Amazing sales for the Logitech G products on the official store for the RAS from the 12th to 24th September. Only a few days left. Wait, it's gonna be 23rd. Only 2 days left, ladies and gentlemen. It's gonna be the 23rd in a few hours, in a couple of hours. So yeah, you're running out of time. Make sure you check out those offers. Make sure you get yourself the gaming gear so that you don't have to go into troubles like this.
Wait, tomorrow's the 23rd, right?
Yeah, happy birthday, by the way.
I actually forgot. I completely forgot.
You're welcome. Everybody,
I was
wish
like looking at
Aggressive
the
a happy
dates.
birthday. His
thank
birthday's
you.
tomorrow, so yeah.
I'm one step closer to being in the grave.
You got a lot more steps, don't worry.
I know, but I'm
Yeah.
one step closer.
Yeah. I mean, you are. It is you after all. But yeah, let's just get off these dark topics for a while. Let's just talk about the game. As I'm really surprised in those last couple of rounds, we did see a sort of disconnect from Jinx. And I mean, not the literal disconnect here, but from the awareness of the map, we saw on the side that they pushed A. They were not really aware of that catwalk player walking up. Even on the side of B, that was a full-on aggressive push on though. But I feel like they are not really keeping the rest of the map control in their favor. They become really focused on one side. They see the A push coming in, but they completely disregard any of the other options. They don't look for a B lurker or a player down mid or catwalk. They were completely unaware of that. So that is something very crucial as we do see Helix possibly trying something like that out before. And we might see something like that happen again. The Killjoy does facilitate that. The Killjoy is an excellent lurker. The utility that is available to her allows for late pushes and, coming out of these positions where your opponents are not expecting at a time when they're not expecting that as well. So that is gonna be something that Jinx need to be aware of. They can't give away all their focus onto the side. We know that the mechanical skill is there for them. They're trying to deflect these players from getting in, deny the entry, deny the spike plan. That's admirable, but it doesn't really matter. It's better to let them go and plant the spike and come out with all 4 to 5 players for a retake than just lose out on 1 or 2 players from someone who's lurking. And with that Phoenix ultimate so efficiently used, the Rain ultimate also on the cards now, those lurks could be so dangerous. And that's just the lurks. They can use these on full-on pushes. They have
We saw that B side push where the Phoenix just ulted in. That wasn't a lurk. That was just W king his way in there, using that ultimate to perfection. Taking out the sole anchor of that side, the Killjoy, Dead Eyes was completely isolated and under a lot of pressure. He wasn't able to find anything there. So having that anchor fall off is extremely vital. I mean, extremely dangerous for the side of Jinx to face. But now they got bigger problems. That is the connection. So yeah, the internet connection. Not sure how long this is gonna take, but we all know.
Yeah, it's
We've
Bangladesh
all been
after
there.
all.
We've all been there.
A local
I'm hoping to
ISP
see
issue,
more
I'm probably guessing.
reactiveness. Oh, I know all about those. I know all
Apparently,
about
one of the
those, but
players' computers crashed, so he's trying to make his way back into the game. But in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, we've been beating this like a dead horse at this point. Make sure to fill out those surveys if you want a couple of free prizes. And hey, you never really know with so many prizes being given away. There's an opportunity for you guys to get one too. Links in the description. Make sure to check it out. Fill out the forms and fill out those surveys and make sure to send it to your friends as well with your email address so that there is a possibility that you could be the ones to win out on a very good prize. The raffle is going to be going through right at the very end soon enough, so you don't want to miss out on any of that action, dude.
indeed, the more people you refer to, the higher your chances get. But yeah, things are things are definitely heating up. Make sure to check out the sales as well on the Raz. But one thing that I really, I mean, again, it's only been 6 rounds, but I'm really seeing. I mean, I sort of vouch for this agent composition that I'm seeing from the side of Jinx, but I'm not really seeing the style that really complements this composition. We're not really seeing the Jet taking initiative and playing off of the utility from the initiators. We're not really seeing a strong anchor from Deadeyes, and he needs that assistance from his team. He needs the utility from the Sky and the Silver to slow down some of these pushes, or at least allow the Killjoy to really defend some of these sites. It's only been 6 rounds again. Not really much time for a team to develop those habits anytime soon. But yeah, those are definitely necessary. We need the players to play the roles that they have been given, the agents that they're picking. We need the Killjoy to be allowed to hold the site for as long as she can and give the best opportunities to her to get those frags. We definitely need to see more aggression from the side of the Jet and the assistance from her fellow initiators to make getting these frags more easy. And again, when you're a team that relies so much on the early aggression or relies so much on mechanical skill, it's very crucial for you to get that early frag on. If you get that early pick where you keep your opponents at a disadvantage and you also can sort of play with them, thinking that okay, a couple of players were here when the last frag was taken, but now we have no idea where they are. So that keeps them guessing, that keeps them on the toes. There's so many ways you can play it, but you really gotta develop those ideas in your head. You gotta sort of synergize those play styles before you can even make that a reality. So there's ample time for Jinx to try and do that, but they gotta get started. As I said a few moments prior, 4-2, this 2 round gap can become major if nothing is done fast enough.
Finally, the timer is going to start to move out, ladies and gentlemen, as the match between Jinx and Gear 5 will be underway once more. Sorry for all the technical difficulties, but thank you all for stopping by with us deep into the night. You guys are going to be eating dinner in the background while you are going to be going in through this match. Hope you're enjoying it because now is where the action will really start to kick off. We were talking about the teams and what strategies that they do have under the belt. And I do believe that my boy Kirito is a little bit too excited. And where is that recon
Where is
going?
that going? Where is that going? What am I
What are
looking
they
at?
doing?
What is happening? Did something happen during this break that I should have seen
I should have been aware of.
Why do I get a
What?
feeling that the
What?
coffin dance just happened on the top side?
No!
Okay.
D10 getting. Oh! The Aries coming in for Milfy, but not really much happening as Helix is going to be able to trade it out. And the B side completely open. Rotations are rushing their way through. Lockdown is available though, so they can use it. But yeah, I don't know what was happening. This round just went from 0 to 60 to 80. Now back to a 0.
Oh, back to 100. What do you mean?
Underway. Oh, yeah, flick mode just brings it back to 100.
Last player
2v2
standing.
situation as oh, Artem and Helix both get a couple of frags in synchronization. What just happened? I thought after breaks players should be low on momentum, low on stamina. No. Gear 5 have just been. It's like the break didn't happen at all.
Hey, this is what happens when you watch a little bit too much One Piece. Goes from a 0 to 100 out of absolutely nowhere.
Definitely. Keeping that pace, keeping that momentum despite so long. Again, these pauses can sort of act like momentum breakers. When the team's performing really well, coaches will slowly, try and sneak in a tech pause. Not just talk with the teams, but actually destroy the momentum for the opposition. So there is another purpose, but looks like it's going to be a fast push for the side of Gear 5 as we're going to see Helix getting one on-time misser. The trade does come in from Deadeyes though, but that was just the run it back from Phoenix. Not really taking out the player as it's going to be a 4v5 situation. Nanostorm's doing a lot of damage. Deadeyes, barely any armor left on him. They are trying to fake this rotation, I believe, but that player pushed up to mid. I believe that's the Astra. Oh, this is so much information for her.
Yeah, and also possibly a free kill because they have to clear it mid, right? Before they want to run into this B main sideline. Zero!
Oh, no.
You gotta hit
Oh,
that
no.
shot there, buddy. He has to hit that shot. But now, pretty much in the middle of nowhere, Milfy over in towards the side, possibly looking for another frag. Could get something there. Deadeyes gets a kill on towards the face of flick mode. That's gonna change up the entire dynamic of this fight by quite a little bit here. It's Ele.
Yeah.
Trying to give the backup, and Avius giving away the position. Doesn't really find the kill that he would have wanted. Gets the head tap over onto one. Milfy good for the trade onto another. It's now all up to Zila.
One enemy
Maybe
remaining.
good for another frag. He does get it. Velo on the HP. Has an opportunity to try and maybe run away. That's Zila. Still is dead, but Joy Boy very
No.
much healthy. Waiting for the fight, but what is this? Oh god.
No
he's
time,
gone.
no time. Oh no, he doesn't know. He doesn't
He
know he's
missed
taking it.
He missed.
Oh!
He missed
Are you
his
telling
third.
me?
Are you telling me that he missed his third Hunter's Fury?
Right here.
He missed his third
He
shot.
Why didn't he just spam?
He didn't know. He thought he hit the third shot.
If he hit the third shot, he would be dead.
No. He thought that he already aimed it at the spike. But he didn't aim it at the spike. It was a little bit too far up. Welcome to the Confused Bunga Bunga. Featuring Kiriko.
So he thought that he denied the spike. He thought he bought enough time for the spike to not be defused. I guess. I think so.
Milfy?
This is.
What are you
something
doing in
happened
here?
after that pause. I don't know what he's doing. 2 players detained as Deadeyes. He's going to get fragged with a nanoswarm. And they just take this cipher completely free. Milfy almost got away there, but how have JINX come back at this? They took 3 frags. It's still a 2v2. Despite that big lockdown.
One enemy remaining.
D10 getting the frag on a flick mode. It's all on to the brimstone. Can he find something? Nope. Artem taking down I Mister with the clean shots and JINX out of nowhere. They're clapping back, they're hitting back, they're hitting their shots. And these retakes are looking really good. I don't know how, but they're getting these kills while the entry is happening. Gear 5, despite the momentum, the entries are not as clean as they were before that massive pause.
Yeah, I think that Gear 5 are getting a little bit too comfortable in the positions that they are in. And another problem that they are facing is they're using their utility properly, but their one dimensional approach is just not helping. They need to have a lot more utility present over in towards the extremities of the site where the Killjoy lockdown doesn't really go on to really have an opportunity to hold down the line. The Odin just caused so many problems all the way from the defender spawn as Joy Boy brings in the hurt and brings in the pain. D10 takes a back seat. And with your Astra gone this early on in the round, that spells doom for your entire strategy on this defensive half.
Indeed, and that's gonna cause a lot of problems for their end. Already losing that one player. Not a good situation to be in, as we are gonna see Gear 5 trying to rush this tree area, pushing back Shadow all the way towards CT. The Odin from iMisser trying to find something only good for one. Shadow though trades it out, but Felix is here and he's making it known. Can he get a third? Trying to bob and weave, but fails to do so. He's gonna get the hell out of there. And now with the B side completely empty, they're gonna push in and get the spike down. AVS takes down Deadeyes. And that's gonna allow the Spectrum to go down in Milky. I don't think he's
Spike
expecting the Killjoy to be this close. This peak should give information. The recon should let him know. And now, I mean, what does he do with this situation? The patience. Even though Gear 5, they have the advantage. They know exactly where he is. They're not being overzealous. They're still holding these angles. Waiting for Milky to walk into them. Again, taking on Milky will be a hit to the economy for the side of JINX, as Gear 5 will be able to keep their lead. Oh no, instead Helix is able to be taken down. But yeah, that was a really good rotation on the side of the attackers. We see them acting out of the B side, then rotating towards A, making a lot of noise in tree. And as the Phoenix, he's still there. He's still causing a lot of trouble for the defenders. The rest of the team have already pushed up mid. They've already taken out the anchor Killjoy and they've walked into the side of B, leaving the remaining players with no idea what to do.
Right here.
Just piling up a lot of these rounds. And members of Gear 5 back in full form on this. Melfi once again going for his usual lineup. Where does this land? Can we just follow this? I'm really the last one just flew over to the stratosphere. Yeah, the last one just flew over into the stratosphere when we saw it before, but Zila not really quick on the back end of the side. Things are not looking that good, but Zila still turns around, gets the catch. Good for another frag, and Joy Boy, no, you can't miss it like that, but his buddies are going to be there regardless to hold down the line for him, finish up his kills, and get the spike down over into the site. Market door has been opened. They have the information that two players are present. No one's on the flank. Flash comes out.
Oh no.
Doesn't really pop, so no information to be found as Gear 5. They want to feel this out as much as they can, but I think feeling it out is not going to be that helpful. Too many crossfires present. Too many angles to worry about. 47 as the members of Gear 5 are getting closer and closer to an 8-4 scoreline to finish off this half. And I do believe if we take a look at the scoreboard here, the members of the defense should not have enough money. Yeah, they don't have enough money whatsoever. They're buying guns from Wish.com, and yeah, they have to last round.
They're forcing into this and trying to get the best opportunity they can. Even a 7-5 at this point should not be bad. The agent composition, if they play by the utilities well enough, get that first pistol round, they can make this a 7-7 quite easily, but they have to try to make this a 7-5 first. They have to hold on to these sites and play the post plans perfection, because again, Gear 5 are just too hard hitting to avoid those post plans. They will get in the site, they will get the spike down, unless of course something happens there in the side of tree. They're just gonna let them walk. They're just gonna let them in. Nothing really happening. We're even gonna see a Killjoy lurking down mid. Hunter's Fury is gonna come in. Nothing really found, as Artem will take down Shadow. Not good for the side of JINX, as they're gonna have to play the retake with limited utility. Empress activated, and they're going for more. Artem with a follow-up AVS as well, and it's a 2v5. not giving them any chance. Wide swing AVS takes down D10 and it's all onto the Jet. Can she go for a ninja? Nah, I mean they know. Even he knows. There's not really much
Yeah.
you can do right now. Oh, wide
No
swing.
time
Flick mode taken out. Yeah, time's ticking away. Not much can be done. Artem gets the triple kill as we end this first half 8-4. And my oh my,
Switching
JINX,
sides.
they've got a lot to do.
Gonna be a tough one for them overall. And good lord, this is gonna be one of those matches that you can't really come on back from unless you have a proper read on your opposition. A timeout will be taken by the members of JINX, I do believe, to just try and figure out what is really going on their team overall. Because currently the squad just doesn't really have any synergy. They're taking their fights alone and no one's really present to trade. And now that they're on this attacking side, they have the composition to do a lot of great things, but it's so much pressure on the Jet, and Jet has not really been taking a lot of aggressive duels that she really should be. Playing a little bit too passive on a duelist is one of those things that you don't really want to see, because the duelist is one of the few agents in the entire game that have the ability to get out of fights that they don't want to be in.
Absolutely. And again, even the Jet is not really getting that supportive utility from his end either. There's just a big disconnect between the entire team. JINX, they're not really working together too well. They are trying to. We are seeing those defensive setup where they're double peeking, where they're trying to play off of util, but in some of those scenarios where they really need it, where they're duelist, we're not seeing that. When Deadeye, he's trying to hold on to a side, he needs some assistance. He needs some information. He needs some eyes on where these enemies are. He's not getting that. So again, helping each other out, working for each other is not something that's been happening a lot for the side of JINX. But again, who knows? The attacking half is a completely different, completely new side of the game. If they can try and turn this around, hopefully make it a little bit more fun, as we are going to come out with a very slow first end and flick mode. We'll get the first frag onto Deadeyes. No trouble there, as we are going to see the rotation coming to the side of A. Is the Jet disconnected again? I just realized. Yeah, I think iMisser has left the chat once again. But yeah, the side of JINX will try and push through this. D10's got the strike outside of A main, and they're just really cautious about this. They're trying to find an advantage and sort of exploit that and work through this. But so far, a good read from Gear 5. They've got 3 players holding on to A. That's the only real option. As 40 seconds remain, Spike is closest to that. I mean,
30 seconds
not
left.
really sure what they're trying to do right now. Finally, the movement shows up from JINX. They are walking up towards tree, and they're trying to entry towards the side of A. But again, the Sova and the Phoenix util there can do so much damage if they don't clear him out. G10, 14 seconds remaining. He gotta move.
10 seconds left.
Ah, this is
He
bad.
gotta move. Oh no. Phoenix gets on the hop down,
Spike down
and
A.
it's all over.
No one escapes my sight.
Yep.
No one.
Jet's not even there. This just is a sad story for the members of JINX. The Jet's gonna have a lot of technical difficulties, and there's a limit to how much time we can give your buddy here to even get into the game. Technical difficulties are one thing, but the tournament has to go on, right? And the members of Gear 5, they seem to be the ones to take this victory regardless. Even if there was no form of technical difficulty, you can tell that JINX, they've been having a really rough time going up against what Gear 5 brings down to the table. This defensive half for them this attacking half for them could have been a little bit more different, but without the Jet, without the duelist that you are utilizing this double initiator to set up, I don't know how you're going to be the ones to enter the site properly.
Yeah, they don't really have anything to spearhead this attack in, and that's why they're just sort of Setting us a B main, trying to look for an opening, trying to look for something to work out on. But flick mode, he's gonna be good for 1, good for 2, good for 3, and another 4th frag from Artem to finish off the round. All that remains is a disconnected Jet. But yeah, weapons difference will be effective to the highest degree throughout this round. 10-4, double digits for Gear 5, and again, no progress at all for the side of JINX. They needed to get as much as money, especially with one player disconnected. Economy is such a big factor now. Although I do believe, yeah, I missed his bag, but again, economy will be taking a dent, so they really needed to do as much damage as possible. So playing, slow, trying to play methodical in that situation was not really gonna bear them any fruit. But right now, with all 5 players back, we definitely should try to go for this. Yeah, flick mode pushing outside of A main, sees no one, and even knows the Jet is back. Spots no one disconnected and sitting in base as Artem's gonna get the first frag. Follow up from Joyboy. D10 does get 1. Sheriff not really working out. I missed her as well, chiming in a matter of seconds. The entire round's turn.
Last player standing.
Avius makes it a 1v1, but it's all up to the Jet. Again, I miss her. Oh, the timing on the Nano Swarm. Spikes in his hand. He's allowed Avius to the time to sort of go into this superior position. IMS is going to have to hit a match shot or catch a really good timing to walk in, but right now, I don't know which one's going to be happening. Oh, I think, yeah, he spotted her. He spotted her.
30 seconds left.
And he's going to be walking in. Avius sees her hopping in with the knife out. I don't think I missed her nose just yet. The bot's going to be placed.
Oh, nice.
An easy 1v1. Yeah, very, very cleanly done from Avius. Played it patiently, played it slow. And it's going to be 11-4. Despite having their Jet back, it was just a little too late. And I believe it was it a buy round? Or was it a bonus?
Yeah, but it was.
For
It was a bonus, I do believe. I think we can check out the scoreboard once again. And yeah, it was just a bonus. That was a really well played round coming in from the members of JINX, but even those bonuses can rack up, right? You really need to start winning out on rounds here. 4-11, that is what? 7-round deficit? You need to bring yourself back here already. Otherwise, it's not gonna vote that well for you. Lineup's gonna be there to gain some value. Milfy, okay. Gets caught out here in the middle of nowhere. Zeala's gonna be good for the first kill on towards the face of Shadow. Looking for more as Milfy. I think he's playing with fire out here. Knows that he needs to run on away, but look at this push over towards the back. The Killjoy all the way on towards the side of short, but Artem's so aware. How is he so aware? Milfy does get the frag, but this is just a couple of crumbs that he's getting because so much map control already being given away. Joyboy gets another kill, and Milfy now the last one alive. Not gonna happen. Not up against Flick Mode. 4-12, ladies and gentlemen. As Flick Mode makes a new friend here out of Milfy. And with this 4-12 scoreline, Gear 5 are just ruthless.
Yep. They want to finish things off, and I think it's been a long time coming, honestly. We're not really seeing any changes from JINX. We're not seeing any aggression where they needed to. They're just very disconnected all over the map. And even losing out on some of these situations, some of these 1v1 positions, which they should not be losing out on. Those could have been so important for them to win those early rounds. As D10, he does get the frag, and the timing, oh no. Flick Mode just walks away. And they're all rotating, they're letting go away. One player has pulled the entirety of the frag. The Sky Flash comes in, but Flick Mode, he's got to hit a lot of shots. Dash comes in, and in the cover of the smoke, there's not much they can do. Flick Mode has to respect this, has to fall back. As Milfy gets Arten, this is a very winnable round. JINX, they're still in this. But again, Gear 5, Rain Ultimate available. Empress active, but Avius takes care of Milfy. 4v3. Very much winnable. Flick Mode. Does he want to go Sicko mode is my question, but I missed her with a nice peek to take him out. But now he's going to be surrounded from all angles. From heaven, ABS takes him down. It's a third kill for him. On for impossible ace, but wait, the spike hasn't gone. I just realized the spike hasn't gone down. They're running towards B. They even faked me, and I had God mode on. I was looking at the entire map. Spike's gonna go
Oh
down.
god. Yeah, the members of Gear 5, they need to book it towards the other side. Shadow's on 4 HP, so even one stray bullet's going to be able to catch him off guard and just shut him down instantaneously. They need to make a run for it. They can't stop for even a second here. They do not have enough time to work this map slowly. But Shadow, no! You gave away so much information, buddy! You need to go. You need to take this fight. Shadow, timing is everything. He goes for the flash. Should be able to go in for the kill. Not going to happen just yet. And with the lines being held down, Shadow very low on HP, needs to try and survive this one. Goes for the long haul plan, not gonna happen.
Oh, well
This
done.
position's
Well
not
done. He wins
Shadow
it.
4 HP, he gets the clutch and takes it all away. JINX, they keep their hopes and dreams alive for one more round. And I do believe that the members of Gear 5 just overthought the situation. I'm pretty sure they knew that this guy was at 1 HP. One good spray and she was dead. But hey, communication sometimes is difficult to go through. And for Gear 5, even if they didn't win out on the round here, it's just about crossing that finish line. One more round and they do have it.
Yeah, how many times are you gonna be able to pull this off? It's easier said than done.
Scanning ahead.
It's gonna be more difficult
Cutting their vision.
to try and come back from this, especially when now the side of Gear 5 they should be a little bit more, aware, like, oh, let's not play more games here. Let's just try and finish this off. Try and win this round out. They get it over the finish line. But yeah, again, JINX playing a little bit more patiently. Showed early aggression, but looks like they slowed it down. As flick mode counters, takes care of D10. Another flash and he's going for a secondary peek. Finds one more, but Deadeye's nice trade. Although the damage has been done. 3v4, and players are guarding the side of A. And I like this awareness as well. We see the Phoenix, he's going to be holding mid. He's aware of this catwalk push, something that JINX were not doing.
Scanning ahead.
They're still holding on to B as well. Recon finding nothing. Yeah, now
Controls to be
stuck.
established again. Yeah, they're not really going to be able to move anywhere. Wait a second.
Player standing.
The Killjoy just casually walked in.
But the spike though. 20 seconds, the spike. You can't even plant. He's going for the frags,
It's
Milky.
done. I think it's done.
Yeah,
It's not
there
gonna
it is.
happen.
Joy Boy with the final nail in the coffin. 13-5 after some signs of hope from the side of GES JINX. Gear 5 are able to just finish them off, finally get over the finish line and secure their position in the next stage of the tournament. Yep. That was definitely a bit of a hectic matchup, honestly. We had everything on the board, so it was we saw some really confusing recons, some players jumping on places where they shouldn't have after the break. And yeah, long breaks at that. Disconnected players, just a whole package, just a whole shebang of interesting Valorant action. But yeah, it's gonna be the side of Gear 5 taking it home. They're gonna be able to continue, and overall with a very consistent score chart. We are all gonna see we're gonna see all the players with a very similar combat score. They're all taking the gunfights, they're all fighting, they're all helping each other out, and a really good team effort from there. And honestly, I'm really loving them play, and I'm really hoping to see that they take on someone who's a little bit more on their caliber, strategy-wise, team composition-wise, team play-wise, that will allow them to really test their limits and, maybe go beyond those limits and perform even stronger. So yeah, again, from the side of JINX, that we did see some great plays from them, but again, the agent composition, how they play the utilities, wasn't really the right answer for such a strong team like the side of Gear 5.
Yeah, it just really didn't work out that well for them for one particular reason. They put too much pressure on the Jet, and the Jet really wasn't mentally prepared for fights like this. She constantly had technical difficulties, yes, through and through in a lot of these instances, but what can you do, right? And that's the thing. Whenever you are looking at professional teams, there's a reason why they pick certain compositions instead of going for something that they're very comfortable in. For professional players, they've scrimmed these compositions over and over again. They know their agents inside and out, and they know exactly how to play it. And trying to replicate the pros when you don't have that same level of proficiency, at the bare minimum on an individual level, it really just doesn't make any sense. Double Initiator is good, but only in the right hands. And for the members of GES JINX, just it didn't really bear any form of fruit. But hopefully, they're not going to give up on this opportunity. Take this as a learning experience and just come back even stronger in the next follow-up tournaments. Because don't forget, the members of IGE, we're going to be bringing you a lot more. This is just one of the very few. Don't forget, this is still the contenders that will lead up to an even bigger tournament down the line. So it's a lot of stuff. IG, they all have you covered all the time. And if you want more tournaments like this, make sure to check out Logitech. And of course, the Raw sale. 2 more days left, ladies and gentlemen, before everything gets possibly sold out, or we're just not going to have the deal anymore. Make sure to check it out. Get yourself that earpiece that you really want. And also fill out the survey if you want more free goodies coming in from Logitech. But for now, I think that's all that we have for you for today. Make sure to like the page and follow, because tomorrow we're going to be bringing you a lot more action and the final stages before the semifinals begin, ladies and gentlemen. But for now, it's going to be your boy Aggressive and Keith signing on off. And we're going to be seeing you tomorrow with a lot more action. Good night and happy gaming, everyone.
We all play in our own way for our own reasons. And that's okay, because there's levels to this. Not just levels in games. There's levels of specs.
And levels to flex.
Sequence initialized.
There's mad levels of innovation.
3, 2, 1. Activate light speed.